What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Yala, your thrice weekly podcast where we talk about the hottest news with a touch of what, Terrence?
Good old humor, man.
Good old humor, man.
Yeah.
Well, we are recording the morning after an epic night.
Yeah, it was the rap party for Afterlife Support, which is now, as of tonight, Friday, 3rd of November. It's the final episode is going out on Spotify and Me Listen. So yeah, it's been, almost since the start of the year, right? This whole thing. It's been that long, right?
Start of the year? Yeah. No, I think it was maybe March-ish, right?
Oh yeah, maybe, yeah. So at least half a year or so.
But Terrence, what's a rap party?
Oh yeah, the rap party is basically the cast and the crew and all come together and just celebrate the end of the production. That means for TV series it would be the end of filming and all. But for ours was the end of recording, right? It just so happens that we are on a tight deadline that, the recording literally and at the same time also releasing the videos. The
day
episodes.
after. Yeah, normally rap party comes a few weeks after the final, everything's closed shop already.
Yeah.
Right.
But ours was it's such an intense timeline that we just wanted to get it done to also thank everyone before the end of the year and all. Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was fun, man.
Yeah.
And it's always nice. It's always nice to see the cast come together, especially for this show where we were recording with cast individually.
Yeah.
Like for the TV shows we've done in the past, on set, at some point probably everyone will be on set at the same time.
Yeah.
But this one, it wasn't.
And that's funny, because they had never met each other before.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I was introducing them, this is this person and she played this ghost in this episode.
She's Pontianak, Pontianak, Jiangshi.
This one is unbearable. So it was funny, it was a Halloween party but without costumes. Everyone was playing a ghost,
Yeah. And technically it's our first fully scripted podcast series. Yes. The one we did for Audible, we're still writing the rest of the series.
Yeah.
It was our first fully scripted. It's Tristan's first project as sound designer.
Yeah.
Tristan, sound designer, first project.
Yeah. So it's pretty epic, man.
Yeah.
A nice way to cap off intense 6 months or so.
Yeah. So I mean, the 10th episode literally is dropping today. It actually closes off the whole season.
Yes.
With a cliffhanger for potential season 2.
Big twist and cliffhanger, right?
Big twist, yeah.
And I think that maybe some people on listening to this have already listened to most of it. But I think what we really need now is for you guys to tell your friends to give it a shot. Because all 10 episodes are there to binge. There's a big twist at the end. We promise that it doesn't just, plod on. There's a big twist and a big cliffhanger at the end of the season or the episode 10. So do at least help us out. Tell one person about it. Post about it on social media. That always helps. Even your one story or what, that helps a lot. Just get the thumbnail or the link to the Spotify out there. Anything else people can do to really get the word out?
I mean, just if you're with friends, at dinner, just bring out your phone and play it.
Yeah.
Anytime the conversation stops, just play it.
Yeah.
You send a good morning message to your mom, just send it.
Yeah.
And
we're also releasing a few BTS clips of the actors doing their lines, the before and after. So share those on social media as well.
Yeah, because whether or not we get a season 2 depends on how many people listen to season 1.
On you guys. Yeah, we were once on the trending chart on Spotify.
Yeah.
Spotify's podcast charts.
I think number 5 or 6.
Yeah, 5 or 6 at one point, but I think we've dropped off quite a bit. Let's get back on that, man.
Get back on that.
So Yalabat Army, do your thing.
Yeah. We haven't figured out what the Yalabat Army.
I thought it's Yala Butters.
BTS, Yala Butters.
Yala.
I don't know, would you think people would be proud to be called Yala Butters? Maybe they would.
Why not? Yeah. It's cool.
It feels like we need a poll on Reddit for this.
It feels like your head is in the gutter and you hear the word button and you're like...
No, I've said before that if we ever wanted to do merch, I think we should do toilet paper or something as the first thing.
With your face on it.
With our faces on it. So, alternate pieces.
Yeah.
So you can choose whose face you want to use to wipe.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that sell?
I've seen Trump toilet paper before.
Oh, yeah.
In the US and all.
But I can imagine why people want to put Trump on toilet paper. But for us, it is more out of affection.
Yeah. Then maybe you should choose something more affectionate, like wet wipes. They used to wipe your face or something.
Potential. But then it doesn't have the butt thing.
Oh, that's true. Oh, yeah. Oh, I get where you're going.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So, being on the pooper is also a very intimate space. So it's you and us.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, exactly.
You and us on the Yala butt.
On the pooper.
Yeah.
Or a bidet. Yala butt bidet.
Yala bidet, yeah.
Yeah, Yala butt bidet. So much potential.
Yes.
But yes, yeah. And I mean, we do have stuff to talk about today. But before that, we always have our regular things we always say. And what is that, Terence?
If you're listening to this podcast, please help us out by following or subscribing wherever you're listening or watching this on YouTube or Spotify. That always helps the algorithm realize that, hey, people actually like listening to this and not listening to people talking about relationships or how many, their body count and crap like that, although we can talk about that if you all really want.
Yeah.
But yeah, do help us out. Give us a shout out there.
And if you want to work with us in any way, be it you're a brand, a company, an individual, a person, you can reach us at contact@ministryoffunny.com or just message us on social media.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
But yes, jumping the first big
exciting topic.
Yeah. What is this exciting topic?
It is the news that MAS has the Monetary Authority of Singapore has kind of like slapped a series of penalties on DBS as a result of their recent outages. So, I mean, broadly, they are barring DBS from acquiring new business ventures for 6 months, and they are increasing the capital requirement to a multiplier of 1.8 instead of 1.5.
I thought it's always been 1.8. As in,
no, I think
since May, it was up to 1.8 already.
There's no change to that?
No, not yet. They might. I think they said they might increase it. Yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
In May, it was already raised to 1.8. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, just this year, the disruption so far, it started off March 29th. There was disruption of digital banking and payment services that lasted over 10 hours.
Yeah.
Then May 5th, there was a disruption in banking and payment systems. September 26th, delays in processing transactions on PayNow.
Yeah.
October 14th, data center glitch that led to hours-long disruption of multiple devices, also affected Citigroup. That was the one that I think a lot of people were impacted. And then October 20 was intermittent access to mobile wallets. So, yeah, so basically, I mean, and DBS has come out with a statement about the roadmaps and the bank having a 24-month target to improve recovery time to 2 hours or less. In the next 6 months, they want to do it within 3 hours, but 24 months is 2 hours. So, I mean, there's been a lot of chatter. We can go into the details, but what are your thoughts, Terence, when you saw this?
When I first saw it, I was a bit confused. Because we say penalties, right? Like penalties, like not being able to acquire other businesses for 6 months. I was struggling to understand immediately why that's a penalty. Like, is DBS like going shopping every day for new acquisitions? Like, oh God, you're gonna take away your credit card for shopping.
I can't buy this business in Taiwan.
Business anymore.
Oh my God!
But yeah, I was just struggling to understand why is that a penalty per se lah. That was my first thought when I first heard this. How about you?
For me, I was like, my first thought was like, oh, actually, there's something quantifiable that has come out of this. Because when the first thing happened on October 14 and there was all that talk, there's going to be an investigation here and blah, 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 it just felt like, fuck lah, like a month, people will forget. And by the time it comes out like 7 months later, people will be like, oh, what actually happened? And this is the outcome. So this one came out like faster than I thought. Yeah, faster than usual. And then, but similarly also, when I read it, I was like, okay, acquiring new business. First of all, I know companies as big as DBS acquire new businesses.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that they acquire that many, such that a pause of 6 months will be like, they're like, oh fuck.
So that's the thing. I don't know whether it's really a big thing situation. Because even you see online as well, and I think anyone in the corporate world, you will know that 6 months to acquire a company, a lot of times, even the acquisition of big companies, it takes longer than 6 months just to like come to an agreement or to get the paperwork done.
Yeah.
So it's like, 6 months you can't announce that you're acquiring a company, but
you can still be stuff in the background.
You can just be doing stuff in the background. Just wait 6 months, maybe and the current economic environment is also not very conducive for a lot of acquisitions or mergers and all that right now, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I was just struggling to understand how this was a punishment, lah. Yeah, but there were some people that point out that maybe this is trying to say that you're not allowed to look at acquiring companies to outsource your stuff, your IT and tech stuff out of Singapore for the next 6 months. So in that sense, maybe it's like you got to deal with the shit in your own backyard first before you just go out there and look for a company to buy to help you solve your problems. So that's why some people are speculating could be the rationale behind this.
Yeah. And I mean, like maybe because so in terms of the exact things, I mean they also say that DBS will not be able to make changes to its IT systems for 6 months, except for those related to security, regulatory compliance, and risk management.
Yeah.
There are new investigative committees that have been put up. The senior management will be held accountable, and there's different things lah. It just feels like starting off with cannot acquire new businesses. It really is like, so what?
Yeah.
So if it's a measure, a sub measure, sure, but I think ultimately this one, like as a consumer, it also feels like what's the impact, right?
What's the impact?
And then Piyush Gupta, the CEO of DBS, said they're going to set aside 80 million to invest in new infrastructure and all. And there was an article by CNA where they talked to analysts about is this, are the measures enough and all. And one of the analysts, who's a professor at SMU, who's held very high ranking positions in banks, he said that on the thing about not having a fine for the banks, contrary to what people might think, it might actually be a good thing because the money that they pay to the fines can actually be channeled into other investments. But then when I listen to that,
I'm a bit skeptical.
As a lay person, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, what the fuck? Like, so if I litter on the street, you don't find me, I'll use that $500 to go for a personal development course to tell me how not to litter on the street.
Yeah.
And then I saw some people on Reddit saying, but it's a different, like fines on individuals versus fines on companies, two very different things. But if it becomes like what they have said that this has broken consumer confidence, right? Has reduced consumer trust. So if you want to rebuild it, focusing on like you cannot acquire new business for 6 months, for fuck. Like,
I mean, the argument is to punish them. You hurt their bottom line a little bit, their profits, right? And then the profits, because of that, dividends, shareholders, even the bonuses paid will get affected, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's the thing. I think maybe it's not communicated clearly how this in particular, this not being able to acquire companies, actually, whether it hurts the bottom line at all, right? If anything, it makes you, maybe your business development people, who are crunching the spreadsheets and looking for companies to acquire, maybe they get smaller bonuses, because they got no activity for 6 months or what, right? But the people who are most affected by the outage at the end of the day were the consumers, right? But the consumers don't seem to factor into any of this. How can consumers be, whether it's compensated for whatever happened, or how to rebuild the consumers' confidence,
Yeah.
And that's the thing that a bit harder for people. I think everyone to see when it's all the punishment is at that DBS's bottom line level.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, at the end of the day, it's not like the CEO's salary, anyone has any say over it, and anyone in the public has any say over it.
But the chairman of the DBS board said that it will be reflected in their compensation.
Yeah.
So instead of getting 14 million, he's going to get 12.
Yeah. And then, but I mean, we don't know yet. Maybe it might be more than that.
7. Oh my
7.
God. 7.
Yeah. But some people are saying that then maybe what can be done is very directly saying, certain compensation money that was set aside for compensation will now be redirected towards maybe donating to charity, ComChest, whatever, or even like giving like all customers a $5 rebate or something like that, cash rebate, even a small amount, because at least there's a direct linkage between whatever the punishment you are meting out with how it also benefits your consumers, right? Now it's very hard to see the direct linkage between whatever penalties or punishments they're given and then how the consumer actually sees anything. Like it doesn't make me any happier seeing Piyush Gupta get a smaller bonus. Like it doesn't make me sadder that he gets a big bonus either, right? It doesn't affect me at all, but it affects me a lot when the services are down and all that, right?
So if you got an SMS saying, "Hi Terence, this is Piyush here. I apologize for what happened on October 14th.
Yeah.
And we are working hard to make things better.
Yeah.
But as a personal token,
Yeah.
I would like to offer you $5 in your POSB account."
Oh,
Please
wow.
accept it with my honor. Sign Piyush.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd go for that, man. I go for that.
Enough to buy
Enough, yeah. And knowing that it's not just me, it's a lot of people and a lot of people seeing SMS.
See, as petty as that sounds, right, I also would feel like, hey, I know this is a SMS merge where you're not actually typing this to me.
Yeah.
But the sentiment.
Yeah.
Hey, $5. Maybe my next cappuccino is on Piyush.
Yeah. It's like yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I just I walked out and then I sold something that had just been sitting in my cupboard for very long for like $10. Like literally I walked out in the sun and everything, sold something for $10. Then I took the $10 and just went to a food court and had my lunch. And I felt damn happy. I felt like, I had a free lunch.
You earned your lunch.
I walked out and I just had a free lunch and it just made me a lot happier than I thought I would be from selling a $10
So
thing.
then is it that we are too soft? Because okay, when you read these things, right, I can imagine, like let's say MAS, DBS, okay, these are the upper echelons of the management of those organizations, right? They are probably talking through, and let's say give them the benefit of the doubt, they are talking through serious shit that is going to really make things better. Then in their perspective, should we really go down into making every individual feel a bit, or we work on something that's going to have long-term benefits to them all? Why waste time in like settling all this? And there's a lot of other things to think about, right?
That's a good point. But again, then you're not thinking about consumer emotion, consumer confidence in the manner it should be thought of, right? At the end of the day, like Silicon Valley Bank collapsing had nothing to do with how well the companies that had the money in there were doing or anything like that, right? It just ended up being about consumer confidence, right? And even the startups that had money put inside the bank were getting calls from their VCs and investors, get your money out of the place now. These are all people steeped in, finance, and they know their shit about finance. They know that, how things work and all that. And even they were like getting emotional when it came to making those decisions, right? So, yeah, of course, there's always this argument, you let the banks do that thing. Honestly, that sounds, it does sound a bit elitist, right? Like you don't care about how the consumer or the people who were the most screwed over by the shutdown, you don't address their emotions or their concerns, right? So to me, it's like, even if it's like a small token sum or whatever, something that at least the consumer knows directly that this is how it will impact me, right? Even a small amount, it's the principle of it showing me that, you actually gave a shit that people's lives were disrupted, even for like 7 hours, 8 hours, right? At this point, it just feels like they don't give a shit, It's like, slap on the wrist, whatever. Sorry, you can't make the billions that you made last quarter. Sorry, your bonus this year's a little bit less. Can't afford the yacht this year. Sorry, wait another year. It's like it just feels like such a distant thing, especially DBS, considering DBS is like, I think most Singaporeans have some emotional attachment to DBS and Postbank and all that, right? So I think it needs to be handled with that level of care and concern about how the individual consumers feel.
DBS listening.
DBS listening. DBS. It literally said it's okay, Terrence.
It's okay. And for those listening, it was Terrence's smartwatch that came alive.
Yeah.
It's okay, Terrence.
It's okay, Terrence. Yeah. You see, even my watch cares more about my well-being than DBS does. Dude, like literally, I was telling you, right? Like during the day of when it was going through the downtime, even just trying to log into the app, it wouldn't just tell you outright that there were problems with the internet, the server. What they made it sound like, it's like there's a high volume now. Please check back again later, and like it was, unless you go to their Facebook page and find what the hell is going on. With an app in your phone that is so easy to send out a message or something, they didn't. It's like they didn't care about being very clear to customers who were trying to use the app and all that, and just letting everyone think that there was something wrong with their Face ID or their internet or something. So that is annoying, yeah.
And I mean, because I was thinking in one of those things, do we really? If you were the boss of this big-ass organization talking to the boss of another big-ass organization and you have real problems to fix, some things you're like, okay, people just calm down, we will fix it. Yeah. But I do feel that is more and more an easy escape. You see it in politics, you see it in corporations. To a certain extent, we also experienced it during the liquidation where there's these high-level talks that people don't have any access to and you're just expected to suck it up and deal with it.
Yeah.
Right, and this one, it is a PR thing. right? For DBS, I mean, we've spoken about how we both like the app, right?
Yeah.
The app is pretty dope
Yeah.
compared to other banks. But this one, it just feels like what you said, like, okay, this thing literally impacted lives. You can argue how much did it impact, but it caused some annoyance, right? And then when you see these sort of things come up, it really feels like, yeah, okay, let's fix the problems. This shit happens. Our service agreement is 99.8% uptime. This shit happens. Don't worry, we'll fix it. But it does feel like they're losing a chance to recover some consumer trust or some consumer loyalty.
Yeah.
Because there are very real businesses that even we spoke to or we heard of, like micro businesses, like, the ones at flea markets and all, that were impacted. And even if you don't fine DBS, even like the fine doesn't need to be a fine where, okay, you collect the money, MES collect the money. Even if you set up like a small fund for anyone who was really impacted to apply to get some compensation. I think like if I was running a small business, potentially lost a few $100s, maybe even 1,000. Of course, the application process is not just you click, you get the money. You make people just apply. So at least there's a chance,
It's a process. Yeah.
There's a process. And it just communicates also like, okay, if you really need it, we will listen. I mean, if it's forgoable, then you don't apply. And that sort of thing also, I think just on the PR aspect, it would mean a lot. Whereas this one, everything that you read is like, huh? Like even in the DBS press statement, they have this one line where they talk about the things that they are changing, right? Service availability, and they talk about the service balance inquiry, overseas payments, domestic payments, and the digital channels. They literally say, this is a change they're going to be working on. Should one of these services become temporarily unavailable on a particular digital channel, the bank will ensure that the service is available on an alternative digital channel. So this bank has been around for how long?
Yeah.
How fucking long in the digital space? And only now you are thinking that, maybe it's a good idea that we have some redundancy.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. It blows my mind that it takes something like this for them to realize, oh, yeah, actually, maybe we shouldn't just have balance inquiry on one platform.
Yeah.
So when you read this, you're like, walao, hey, I get how businesses need to learn along the way, and no business is perfect. But it feels like they're shooting themselves in the foot. Maybe even if it's the newspapers themselves with the headlines that are making it a bit more focused on, the title, MES bars DBS from acquiring new businesses for 6 months. Who the hell gives a shit? Right. So it's a comms thing.
Yeah. Yeah, bars DBS. I think someone was like, I saw an analogy that someone was trying to put in Reddit that, okay, this driver, had an accident and killed a pedestrian or something. So let's punish him by, you're not allowed to buy a new car for the next 6 months, but you can continue driving.
Yeah. And we're not going to fine you.
Yeah.
You can use the money to go take better driving classes. Yeah. So it just feels like, I mean, companies can't run away from the fact that now companies and people and consumers, you can't just treat them as like, a cog in your system, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just the way the world works.
Yeah.
Companies benefit from, making use of social media to seem personable and accessible and all. So when the flip side happens, you also need to accept that you're playing a game now.
Yeah. We all want to live more and bank less.
Yeah, that's right.
But not so little until like I can't even take the money
and
out
it
of
should
my
be
bank.
our choice. The option to bank should still be there. You just bank less out of your choice.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, weird. Like when you read the statement, it's so mechanical, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, like, there are certain articles out there also that talk about like consumers and businesses, how they are coping. Interesting to see that some businesses still say they would carry on being cashless because the benefits of, accounting and all that outweigh that. That's fair. And I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I think what these companies are liable, their service level agreement is an uptime of 99.872%. I don't know how much that works out to, but I think the threshold is like 12 hours a year of downtime that the banks are entitled to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
But, yeah, I mean, we're talking a lot about like the hearts and minds of the people, winning them over. I know, like, what we're saying is that the banks aren't doing a great job here. But if there's anyone doing a fucking great job of like connecting to the hearts and the minds of people, especially Taylor Swift fans.
Yeah.
There's one entity and one person who's going to be doing that very, very much in the next, when the Taylor Swift concert rolls around.
Yeah. In fact, DBS can take a page from this gentleman's book
Yeah.
and the organization that has set this up.
Yeah.
And basically, there is going to be a youth festival held in Bidok North on November 4th. So the day after we record this podcast. And they're giving away a Taylor Swift concert ticket as a prize. So the eligible winner, aged 13 to 35, as part of the prize. You know, if someone were to tell me, okay, what is the best possible prize to accompany a ticket to Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
I'll be like, I don't know, like a screening with I don't know who to watch a Taylor Swift movie. Or, like a party for the biggest fans, Taylor Swift fans in Singapore.
Yeah.
But this one takes the cake.
Yeah. Because it's more than just the ticket to the concert, right?
Because you will get two things. You will get to chat with a political office holder, Tan Kiat Hao, before the concert.
Yeah, Senior Minister of State of Communications and Information.
Yeah. And even better yet, it's not just the chat. You will sit next to him during the concert in a VIP seat. And you get to enjoy the concert next to him.
Yeah.
And that is something DBS should learn from.
Yeah. To clarify, it was originally how they promoted it lah.
Yeah.
As a chance to watch the concert with Mr. Tan Kiat Hao himself.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that was originally, so what changed? Like, if that was original, what's the new one?
They apparently, just this morning, they changed and told that the winner would not now attend the concert alone, and then Mr. Tan would not be attending the concert. But he will still get a chat with Mr. Tan before the concert.
Oh.
I think it literally just changed in the few...
Literally, I'm looking at his article now.
From when we were doing our research to now, the article just changed. Yeah.
The fuck?
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Oh, at least give us the chance to talk about the initiative.
Because the headline used to say Youth Festival in Bedok, I think gives away a chance to watch Taylor Swift concert with the minister, right?
Oh,
now it's just been truncated.
Youth Festival in Bedok to give away a Taylor Swift concert to winner. But Tan Kiat's house picture is still
there. So is that
shit.
Originally it was meant to watch? Then maybe they immediately felt like there was backlash or something. Really.
And it's a bit weird lah. Okay, so
weird, yeah. But let's just go with what was originally
because
promoted.
I was so excited about this topic.
Yeah, wow.
And I mean, okay, kudos to them for realizing that this might not be the best thing.
And they're reacting way faster than like the banks.
Yeah,
the banks
that's right. Yeah, service level agreement bring. No, but on the flip side, right? I also saw some merit in them like marketing it that way because it's so ridiculous that it'll get people talking.
Yeah, the fact that there was this article and the fact that we are talking about it tells you that it worked, right?
Yeah, and I mean like just through some event I've gotten to meet Tan Kiat Hao, and he's a very nice guy. Very nice guy. Not someone I would imagine going to a concert. I won't just like message him on Facebook, hey bro, I want to go for a concert. But I just thought like, okay, what is the thought process behind them wanting to come up with this prize lah? Because you can imagine, right? They're sitting around a table. They're like, hey, Terence, so what are some ideas that we can engage with our youth?
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, okay, what does engagement mean? It means spending time with youth. What do youth like to do? Go for concerts. Which is the biggest concert coming up? Taylor Swift. We need to spend time with youth going for the concert.
Yeah. And they wanted it to be an engagement opportunity with Tan Kiat Hao also,
Tan Kiat Hao,
which is part of the, I mean, everything you're seeing on the Forward Singapore thing, dialogues between ministers and youth, especially those 35 and under. So the opportunity to network with Tan Kiat Hao and all, what I guess would be attractive also lah. But what I think, okay lah. I mean, okay, some merits. Let's not like just shit all of it lah, right? Some good things there. I think giving a young person an opportunity to spend time, with a minister, to talk to him and pick his brain a bit.
MP.
Minister.
Minister.
Of State, Senior Minister of State. I think this can be quite valuable an experience, right? Even if you're a student, can inspire you to things. If you're an entrepreneur, it's networking, right? Understanding how people in the upper echelons think and stuff like that. And then ultimately, 13 to 35 is a very wide range of ages, so it could be anyone. And then I guess Taylor Swift concert, it was very hard to get tickets. A lot of people were disappointed this is giving people an opportunity to do it and as part of a bigger government engagement thing, right?
Yeah.
So, like opening up opportunities for the regular Singaporean to go to the Taylor Swift concert. So those are the good things I could take from it, lah. But why do you think it just irks you so much?
No, actually, like I said, right, as I was reading through it, I actually can see merits of this idea.
Okay.
And similar to you, it's like, first of all, it's so unique that it's very marketable, lah.
Yeah.
Right? Because in some way, it's so ridiculous that it's marketable. The second thing, like what you said, like watching a concert for someone who might not have a ticket yet.
Yeah.
You just happen to watch it with senior minister. It's just an interesting experience.
Okay.
It will make for a good story.
It will, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
it's like, hey, who you watch concert with? Tan Kiat how?
Okay.
You know, like, who's he? Senior minister of state? You mean you don't watch with senior ministers?
Yeah.
But why I can see the flip side to it is like, okay, the concert is for 13 to 35-year-olds.
Yeah.
It's going to be like you have to register for a youth festival. Then you're going with someone who's significantly older.
Yeah.
Just maybe the optics of it.
Yeah.
Not the best lah.
There's a very groomy vibe to it lah. Honestly, like you ask who's going to watch Taylor Swift concert, you're talking about Swifties, usually young millennials or old millennials, that kind of thing, people in their 20s and all. Yeah, and then going to watch a concert of a much older statesperson who is, a level of authority in the government and all that.
Yeah.
But my question is, why is he there? Like, does he want to watch Taylor Swift? Is that why he's also there? Because you could have time with a minister, but you could do a lot of other things. You could go dragon boating together, like Prince William's going to do. You could go and makan at a Tiong Bahru market, whatever. But to watch a Taylor Swift concert, I mean, I'm guessing if he was initially slated to do it, he also wouldn't have minded lah. It sounds like he didn't mind to go also lah, right?
No, but if you imagine this, to enter the thing, you have to sign up for the youth festival.
Yeah.
If you make the price dragon boat racing or like I don't know, like skateboarding or something, how many people are going to sign up? Taylor Swift, right? You can be assured.
Yeah.
Maybe it won't be 14-year-olds, maybe like 34-year-olds who want FaceTime with Tan Kiat who sign up. But for an event organizer, you want people to sign up. And if they have to sign up to apply, I think it's a great giveaway.
It is. But it's just the optics of it is just weird. Because I mean, even as a father and everything, I mean, I'm trying to imagine if I had my daughter, she was like, oh, you're going to Taylor Swift concert. Oh, cool. Which friends are you going with? Oh, this minister. Oh, really? And how old is he again? And who else will be there? No, it's just him, just me and him. Then you'll be like, what? In the VIP suite or VIP seat or whatever,
Yeah.
It just sounds really weird, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, you can understand why they thought about it, but it's just, how did they think that this would be a good idea?
Yeah. I think maybe what they could have done is like, maybe you get a pair of tickets and you watch it with the minister. Then I think it's not so bad, right? Because if you are below a certain age, you can go with your parents.
Maybe they only got 2 tickets.
That's the problem. They only 2 tickets, and maybe he really wanted to watch it also. So they were like, okay lah, bo pian lah.
Like they initially said, okay, it'll be for a youth and their parent.
Yeah.
And then Tan Kiat was like, hey, actually, I'm also a parent.
Yeah, maybe I help the marketing quite a bit.
Parents are the same. I can go with them. I can take care. They're like, okay, Mr. Tan. Can you go?
All speculation, but apparently now it's not happening. I think they finally realized that it's a bit strange. Yeah.
So today contacted them on Thursday night.
Yeah.
And then Friday morning they changed the giveaway.
Because it's strange lah. 13 to 35. The age between 13 to 18, right? Allowing them to go with a much older person to go and watch a concert that's meant for like Taylor Swifties and all that. It's strange lah. It's weird.
So if it's 18 to 35?
Okay, then it's maybe not so bad really. It's still weird. But 13 to 18 to me is like, come on, man. Come on.
But if you were within the age, would you apply?
If I was a Swiftie, absolutely I would.
Even if I'm not a Swiftie, I just feel it'd be so funny watching it with a senior minister if I didn't have the kids.
But it's fun. Then that's why it's a mix of interesting story, right?
But I'm not even a Swiftie. But the whole thing, even now, if I can get tickets to Taylor Swift, I would want to go because it's like a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah.
And someone you watch with senior minister.
Yeah, interesting. Right?
Yeah, it's fucking, it's hilarious.
It happened to me. I'm not saying it happened to me, but I was once at this. I think it was an Adam Lambert concert. I managed to through someone who knew someone, managed to get very good tickets. And then I just sat down. When I got to my seat and sat down there, I looked to my left and I realized, oh shit, I'm sitting right next to an ex-member of parliament, someone who had been, stepped down from politics in a not so nice fashion during that period, during the Adam Lambert concert. And it was quite surreal. Like I had been seeing this guy's photo on the news, on newspapers over a period of months because of the scandal and everything. And then suddenly he's like next to me watching a concert. Not that there was anything wrong with it. It's just, it was very distracting me from the concert a bit.
Yeah. You feel you couldn't like...
It just felt
crazy.
Weird. It just felt, it just felt weird. It's like it's not even a celebrity or something, but it's just like gets in the way of the enjoyment of the concert.
But then can you imagine it from their perspective? Maybe Tan Kiat How now, right, is damn sad.
He can't get to watch.
Yeah, maybe he was thinking, okay, I'm gonna like wear like this costume, and now because of people responding saying his committee has to tell him, so sorry, you cannot watch.
But it's not the first instance of the government using Taylor Swift to, to push, not say push agendas, but market certain things. Remember, like there was that whole thing where Chan Chun Sing was saying that they're issuing an open challenge to primary or secondary schools. If you can get Taylor Swift to perform at your primary school, you'll get a day off. You'll get an automatic public holiday off. So the likelihood of that one happening is very low, right? So I think a lot of people are just using it as a gimmick to get kids to write something. Whereas this one, I felt like, wow, it's literally dangling the concert ticket there. Why don't you come with me? It's just something weird about it.
Maybe every government meeting now, when they're facing a problem, all right, how can we use Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah, Taylor Swift concert. Because 6 days, 6 concerts.
Yeah. I'm sure like there's like
or something.
comp tickets, free tickets for like
for
them and some of them.
Confirm.
So, or maybe okay, we look at it. Maybe we give him benefit now. Maybe he bought 2 tickets himself. For himself and his kid or his wife or whatever, I don't know. And then they're like, oh, we can't get people to sign up for this. He's like, you know what? I tell you what, I'm going to sacrifice a ticket. And, it's just that this person has to come and watch with me.
Then they'll be like, oh, you mean your kid and this person? No. Screw my kid. Yeah, it's me.
Come watch with me. They're like, oh, okay.
You get everyone in the room like,
yeah, let us run it by the today people and see what headline they put up. And then if the headline's not good, maybe we'll change. Then now he's like, fuck, gotta give up both tickets.
Shit, I really wanted to go. And they can say, sir, it's not us. It's,
it's
like
public perception.
It's the public perception. Perception.
The optics.
Well, I have to reread this article. No?
Yes. It felt like, wow, we're being gaslit by the fucking newspaper. Huh?
No, then I was like, hey, are you giving away like Tan Kiat How's picture is next to Taylor Swift in the hero image?
Yeah.
So then I felt, is it people who go to Taylor Swift, there'll be a focus group with Tan Kiat How or something like that?
Yeah.
But no.
Seems like a lot of, we always talk about F1, a lot of business deals being made on that. Seems like a lot of business deals going to be made at the Taylor Swift concerts. Meetings between like dignitaries and like heads of state and everything.
Yeah.
For all you know.
Who knows, man, in the VIP box, right? Like, that's another thing. You go to the VIP box, you can see the other VIPs there.
But is it a box per se?
Oh, no, VIP seat lah.
Yeah.
But that means everyone
VIPs,
around you would be other VIPs lah.
Yeah. We're not suggesting that any shady shenanigans are going on there lah. But I think what we're just saying is just
the optics.
The optics of how, like, when you think about how it's going to happen. Oh, I'm going to like drop off my 13-year-old girl with a much older man and his entourage, and they're going to disappear to these VIP seats that I can't go in and see what they're up to,
Yeah.
It's just weird. Yeah. Reminds me of friend's kid's birthday party that I saw recently, and then I think they're in primary school or something, and then suddenly like 7 of her primary school friends all rolled up to this shopping mall for the birthday party and all. They're like, oh, where are all their parents? And then the birthday girl's party told me, oh yeah, they just drop off the kids. They just drop off the kids for the birthday party and that's it lah. And then I'm like, okay, but that means the parents are right. They trust you enough to just drop off the kids. And they say, oh no, I've never met the parents before. They just drop off the kids and just, it's okay. It's a birthday
party.
This was
their birthday party.
Yeah, primary school girl's birthday party. Yeah. So I found that I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't have kids. And my kid's not the age yet, right? But I was like, wow, the trust you must have to, drop off your young, and all girls, right?
Yeah.
Young girls with another parents, at another parents' party place or something, right?
Wow, I don't know, man.
I don't know. So maybe my tone will change when my kid's actually in primary school and all. But I just found it like, wow, maybe you and I are making a molehill out of this situation. Like, you ask any normal parent of a 13-year-old, why you can go and minister? Good,
actually, compared to going to any other 40-plus-year-old man.
Yeah. This is a safe.
Isn't a senior minister a safe choice?
Yeah, with bodyguards and everything. I suppose, if anything happens or what.
In fact, I'm sure there are parents out there, they're like, hey, actually, if my kid can go with this, of course I want them to go with a senior minister.
You can network and take photo and everything. Yeah.
Actually, maybe that was what they were going for. It's not a stranger, no.
Yeah.
This guy is a public figure.
Public figure, yeah.
What is he going to do?
What could go wrong? Yeah.
What could go wrong? In fact, it's just exposing them to different experience.
Well, don't say exposing. Don't say exposing.
Terrence, get your mind out of the gutter. Again, this is all speculation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it's
the
just
thought
the
process
of it, the thought process.
I think we're just trying to pass out the thought process, like what they were saying in the meeting, or who came up with the idea initially.
Like, if your kid wanted to go for a consultancy when your kid's older, like with a senior minister, no?
Weird lah, still weird. Like it's hard to like. It's. I feel like unfortunately because I've been watching all these like videos about child predators and all that kind of thing. At the end of the day, like more than half the time, it's usually someone in the family or who close to the family that they trust, that with whom this predatory relationship happens. And so the parents, you trust, they won't do anything, they're so nice and everything. And a lot of times it's the opposite. And the key is the trust of the parents and the access to the children. Those are two keys to predatory relationships happening. But nothing to do with what we're talking about. We're just talking about. I'm just saying that as a parent, it's hard to just.
No, but that's why the optics come into play, because in this day and age where there are more stories about like this kind of thing making public, you almost unnecessarily associate it to something that could be totally harmless.
Yeah.
Right. And that is the thing that people just, especially if you're doing something publicly, when it comes to younger people, always going to be tricky.
Yeah.
But so at least they change.
Yeah. Maybe the next thing but I guess if Tan Kek Hao has given up his ticket already, then it's a moot point already. But I was going to say maybe they'll change the age from 18 to 35. A bit, cover their bases a bit.
18 to 35, yeah. Funny, yeah.
Oh, funny. Man. Yes.
But yeah, man. Yes.
What is your one shock comment of the week?
My one shock comment is there was something raised by Internet Lurker 96 2 days ago. And it's a drama that I didn't know much about until they raised this. It involves Mr. Beast, who was accused of editing out a YouTuber from one of his videos. So because normally YouTube drama, I always find it interesting because there's just human dynamics and human psychology involved. I haven't deep dive into this in detail recently, but so it's one of those things. I think it has something to do with like a race kind of thing.
Okay.
And basically Mr. Beast edited. So it was weird because what this YouTubers complaining about is that the creator games, which is is like hide and seek in a stadium.
Yeah.
And she said she was not happy that Mr. Beast edited the video to make her look like she performed worse than she did.
Oh, okay.
And then it's just weird because it's one of those things that Mr. Beast, the way he's seen, because he's so big, is always evaluated to different standards and different lens.
Yeah.
So I think on one side is that he didn't do anything wrong because he's editing the video the way he wants to. And like any reality TV show,
Yeah.
there is a good amount of editing that goes in. Some of which might not be entirely exactly the way the thing panned out. But then the other side is saying that he has the power given his influence.
Yeah.
And if people make noise, he should not just like shut them down. So I haven't dived deep into it, but I just thought, okay, it's a nice distraction from all the shitty news that is going on. And I think it's still ongoing. So a lot of people are still commenting here and there. Yeah, so that was one thing that I just found interesting. There's an article on Time.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, man.
My one's just the comments that have coming in on Reddit about when we talked about Israel-Hamas conflict, right? I think a lot of interesting input from Funny Chris 1981 and Accidental Jurist and Original Goat 1, and even people who are also saying that, hey, how come we are sort of like seem to be walking on eggshells when it comes to certain things, right? Whether it's using the word terrorist or talking about using the use of white phosphorus gas and things like that, right? Yeah, interesting. I think it's I'm interested I've been reading all of them and just interested in different perspectives about the issue, right? Not just our own. Because like I think we mentioned, even our perspectives have shifted, over time, and it's not an easy topic to grapple with. So just keep writing in and just letting us know what you guys think. Whether even if you disagree or agree or whatever, just let us know, because I think it's important to be able to share your views in a civil, respectful way also.
Yeah, and I mean, there were a couple of names thrown up about who we could potentially get on our podcast.
Yeah.
So just keep sending them our way.
Yeah.
Because we do want to do like a deep dive, or at least understand the whole thing much better than we can just from reading articles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
What is your one shock thing?
My one shock thing is that I finally started on the show that I've been wanting to watch for a long ass time, called The Boys.
Oh, The Boys.
Yeah, The Boys. What do you think?
No, I think I thought you were going to say Harry Potter.
Oh no, that also I started ish.
That boy, a different boy.
Yeah, this is Older Boys.
Older Boys.
Older Boys, yeah. So it's a show that I had heard a lot of good things about, but for the longest time it wasn't available on Amazon Video Singapore.
Yeah.
But I think last week they finally made it available with like an age gate. And basically the premise, I'm halfway through the first episode. I didn't finish it only because like there was something. Oh, I had to go for a rap party. Go for a rap. No, not rap party. I had to attend to something. But it was so captivating. So my stopping halfway does not say anything about the quality. And it's basically, the premise, from what I understand, is like superheroes exist in the world.
Yep.
But they're all treated like celebrities, and
yeah,
they're not as perfect as like the Avengers and shit like that. And the first 10 minutes, really, there's some really epic scenes that I stopped eating while watching it. I was like, oh shit, they actually did that in the show.
It's a sex scene, is it?
No, it's not a sex scene. I mean, I can give a...
I was thinking Harish stopped eating because of it. It's like, what
do you think I watch when I'm eating lunch? Yeah, it wasn't a sex scene.
I don't know.
It wasn't a sex scene. There was a lot of blood.
Oh, okay. That's
it was the way a character dies.
Like, if you're going to stop eating, then what are you doing? Because you stop eating.
First of all,
like, even with violence also, you just continue eating and all that, right?
I stopped because it was so good.
Oh, because it was captivating, not because you were pulling aside your plate and all that. I don't know, man. The way you were saying it is just like...
you stop to enjoy that piece of work.
Okay,
shit, that is so cool. Not because I was disgusted or anything, but it was more like I was captivated.
Got it. Okay.
Captivated. Okay. And yeah, it's fun, and it's quite dark, and I love like dark shit like that.
Yeah. How's it compared to like the Watchmen comic or anything?
Actually, I really like the Watchmen movie.
Yeah.
But this one has a bit more snarky humor to it.
Okay. A bit more funny.
Yeah.
Okay. No, actually, Amazon Prime, I've discovered actually has a lot of like older classic movies that you can't find on Netflix or other places that I find that like very worth watching.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Any recommendations?
Not immediately now, but when I was browsing, I was like, this I definitely want to just find time to watch this. Yeah.
Not bad, yeah.
Because Netflix is a lot of the up to date like modern stuff, but a lot of older stuff also gets cleared out of their system quite quickly. Whereas Amazon Prime seems to have, I guess because Amazon owns some of these studios, right? MGM and also they have this catalog of much older movies that they just leave there. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, what is your one shook thing?
My one shock thing is, I mean, it's been a common theme, but it's because it's the start of the basketball NBA season. LeBron James still lighting it up at almost 39 years old already, turning 39 soon. But yeah, there was literally a game yesterday versus the Clippers where he's old, he's not as fast, but he's still playing very well, but he's playing very smart now. Now there was one sequence where he was basically playing defense, then he lost his shoe, or his shoe came out, and so he's wearing his socks. And then the rest of the teams all went up court already to continue to play. And in such a veteran move, he just put on his shoe, and because nobody was guarding him because he put on his shoe, he just sprinted down the court. Nobody was guarding him, just dunked the ball. So it's like that's the kind of play that only after you have all the experience being on the court and knowing how players think. It reminded me of remember when Liverpool scored against Barcelona, that 4-4, the last corner,
goal.
the corner, right?
It was the first goal.
Oh, the first goal, the first goal, the corner that they took where they just pretended to not really be taking the corner, then they just turned around, whipped in the corner.
So what did he do? His shoe came out.
His shoe came out. Then he was just standing there on one foot, trying to put on the shoe.
And no one was guarding him.
No one's guarding him. Everyone just went on, continued playing. And then the moment the shoe was on, he just sprinted down the whole court. And just someone passed the ball, he dunked it.
Oh,
it was just such an amazing sequence. And just imagine him at 39 years old teaching all these
smarts, right?
Teaching all these 20, 21-year-old kids. This is how you
it's
game the system.
You once in a while see the footballers the free kick also while the wall is organizing, the goalie is organizing. They just understand the game.
I love those moments. It's almost like they got to pretend like they're not interested. Then suddenly they
they wait behind the goalie. When the goalie catches the ball, he throws it on the ground, then they come in and just tap it.
Those are cute because those are really it's really you're talking about the psychology of the game and all that. Right? How to catch them off guard.
Oh, he's 39 and still dominating.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is he's probably going to play alongside his son or something when he enters the NBA. That's what he stated, that that's his goal, to play alongside his son in the NBA.
And he's still fit as hell and all.
Still putting up in crazy numbers and all. Yeah.
So he's like Ronaldo.
I would say,
but he's still playing in the same league that he was.
Yeah, still at the
if Ronaldo
pinnacle,
was at
still
Premier
a
League,
chance to win, and still the ambassador for the sport.
He's like Djokovic.
But Djokovic is not even as well liked and all that.
That's true,
LeBron James quite universally philanthropy, businessman, family man, role model for his kids, professional.
And he broke the scoring record already, right?
Broke already, last season,
Ooh.
So it's that this is his last couple of seasons, so it's just, if you want to enjoy him for 1 or 2 more seasons and then be able to tell your kids that you watched LeBron James and all that, this is the time. Yeah.
Wow, interesting, huh?
Yep.
Cool, man. Cool. All right.
I can imagine all the female listeners, their eyes glazing over when I talked about the basketball as well. Just like how when you were talking about Beckham's documentary, Xenia just zoned out.
Yeah. But the Beckham is not just for guys. Beckham documentary, not just for guys.
Yes, Victoria Beckham.
It's Xenia.
Every girl loves Spice Girls, so they gotta love this documentary.
Not every. It's a good documentary about more than just football.
Yeah.
It's about family.
Yeah, family. Okay,
and love.
Okay. Sure.
But thanks everyone for listening. And remember, just leave us a like, subscribe, follow us, leave us a rating. And if you want to work with us, just reach out at contact@ministryofunny.com.
And binge Afterlife support now.
Yes.
Go and binge it. Go and tell someone about it.
The link is in the show notes. Just click and binge.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody.